We all have a Street Fighter character we want to bang. But the thing is, people only ever talk about their physical attraction. And quite frankly, as you get older, you realize emotional connection matters a lot more. You know, physical attractiveness, sure, it matters, but if there's no emotion there, what are we even doing at this point? Thinking about this, and how fighting games, they tend to bring out, thoughts in people. The real question is, would I bang this Street Fighter character based on emotional connection only? Twitch is probably gonna throw a strike my way or something, but quite frankly, I'm not showing any nudity or actual sexual content, so they can eat it, to be perfectly honest. Twitch, I'm sorry, that was mean. But we have 7 different tiers here. We have, at the very bottom, incel energy. That's a hard no. A lot of Street Fighter characters have incel energy, so we're not going to do it. Right above that, we have absolutely not. Not exactly an incel, but definitely someone that I just... no. I emotionally find them repulsive. In some cases, I would not feel safe around them. My concern for my safety does not get dwarfed by my desire for them. So, Next up, we have not really, nothing personal. To be honest, I feel like a lot of us feel this way about most people. Sometimes it's just not there. In the middle, smack dab in the middle, we have, I need to know what this is like. There's enough of a connection there, and also, sometimes you just gotta know, right? Right? Up here is, I guess, if I'm bored. Sometimes you're, kind of into someone, but it's if it's a one-night stand, why not? And then up that, it's yeah, they seem cool. You feel a genuine connection with that. Yeah, and I wouldn't regret it. Some people on this list, I'm going to say yes, and I'd regret it the next day. This, no. And then up at the top, we have, in all caps, yes. Yes. 100% yes. I don't need any other bullshit. Just yes. We're going to start off big in both the character and the size sense of the word. First up, we have Abigail. Now, the thing about Abigail is that you have to assume that you are going to live through the act of having sex with him. This isn't necessarily his fault. He's just massive. Forget about whatever his, size is. He's 7 feet tall. He's 500 pounds. How are you supposed to live through this? But again, this is emotional attachment. And honestly, emotional attachment, I'm going to put in absolutely not. I'm not 100% convinced Abigail doesn't think he's a car. And there are some people who want to do the nasty with cars, and I am not one of them. So all due respect to Abigail, that's a no. So next up we have Akuma. Honestly, I don't know if I would live, but he's got a very intense energy. It might work. I wouldn't call Akuma an incel. He's not a good person. But I don't know. It'd be intense. I wouldn't forget it. I'm not gonna lie. I probably would not forget it. Look, this isn't me saying the things I'm proud of. I just gotta be honest here. Alex, we're gonna put Alex in the not really nothing personal tier. Alex is for a very specific person, and that is a person who likes dumb meatheads. Me, I don't like dumb meatheads. I get how dumb is attractive to people, no disrespect. Not really for me. I don't know. He's my Street Fighter main. He's Alex. Next up, we have Balrog. Honestly, I might put Balrog in incel energy. It's not as strong as other people on this list, but when you think about it, this dude 100% identifies as a Sigma male. All he cares about is being the best and being a lone wolf. And I'm sorry, but if you identify as a Sigma male, I'm putting you in incel energy, and I do not want to have sex with an incel. I'm sorry, we're not doing this. No. Next up is Birdie. Definitely not my type physically. Emotionally, also not my type. Some people like the sloppier people in life. Honestly, this one is not for me. I am not a fan. I do not want this. Thank you. No thank you. What is there to say? I just feel like it would smell. And he'd be eating donuts beforehand, which is it's not a food you want to eat before you do intimate things. You don't want to eat donuts beforehand. There's science on what you should eat. It's not donuts. And he has a giant it's not, I don't know. No Birdie. Next up, we have M. Bison. Incel energy. Not even a question. Not even remotely a question. This dude is trying to dominate the world because he is so bad at sex and because literally no one wants him. Maybe if he could get some bitches, he wouldn't be a fascist, but then there'd be no villain in Street Fighter and there wouldn't be any story. So, quite frankly, I'm fine with him being an incel. He's the incel we gotta worry about. Okay, next up we have Blanca. I gotta know what that's like. I'm sorry, like, how do you not just look at him? Do you honestly, like, look at a guy like Blanca and think, if this dude wanted to bang me, you'd at least think about it for a second, right? What's going on there? It's intense, but it's not in the way Akuma is intense. It's like, it's feral. It's what the human mind desires sometimes. The aftermath would worry me, but this is just assuming I'm going to accept having a regretful aftermath in the end. So we're gonna stick with that. I need to know what this is like. Next up we have Cammy. Cammy is honestly, I'm gonna put her in the I guess if I'm bored category. Maybe it's kind of basic because it's Cammy, but let's be perfectly honest. Like, she seems like a pretty cool person. She's got some baggage to deal with, but she also, like, she knows herself, even if she doesn't, like, know herself, even if she may be a clone. Granted, there is baggage there, but I personally would respect the baggage. You can't just think, oh, this person has baggage, I don't want to do anything with them. Like, she would need to be in a healthy place, but I'm assuming she is. As far as Street Fighter characters are in a healthy place here. So that's Cammy. Honestly, like, I feel really basic putting Cammy in any of the positive tiers here, but I don't want to just be a contrarian. You gotta be honest with yourself. Alright, next up, Chun-Li. Honestly, Chun-Li, like, yeah, her thighs, but this isn't about her thighs. This is about her personality. And Chun-Li's a fucking cop, dude. She's not even an interesting cop. She's just like, yeah, I like being a cop. I think it's a good life choice. Like, even if you're a cop who tries to do the right thing, you probably deal with so much bullshit that you just get burnt out. Like, you seem cool, get yours. I think you're in it for the right reasons. And, honestly, Chun-Li, like, I feel for you. You have all these guys who thirst over you and don't care that you're just trying to make the world a better place. They don't care about you as a woman in the world trying to make her way. That's tough. But you'll find the right guy out there for you. That guy is not me. And I wish you the best, and if you want to vent to me, I'm here. But I'll have to vent to you about how I want to bang Akuma. And you have to accept me for who I am. So that's where we are on that. I have Cody. Honestly, douchebag. I would regret it, but yeah. He's either really good at it or really bad at it, and honestly, I feel like it's the first one. This dude is unfazed by everything. Literally everything. He has to be good at it. He is going to ghost me, like, straight up before the sun rises. But I'd be okay with that. Because I know better than to pursue anything serious with Cody. So we're going to put him in the I guess if I'm bored tier, because he deserves it. Next up, we have Dan. Honestly, I feel like Dan kind of rocks it in the sack more than people want to expect. Not for me. Not for me. I know he has a tremendous amount of power, does not know how to use it. He seems like he likes getting stepped on, getting dominated, mainly because it just means he doesn't have to do the work. Which is like, it's not a healthy way to look at being a sub, but that's how he does it. So, Dhalsim, yeah, I'd do it with Dhalsim, 100%. Dhalsim has probably gained a lot of power from not having sex, but he's not like the Sigmas or the incels who, like, don't have it because they think it channels their power. He's just like, nah, bro, I just don't need it. I think better when I'm just doing my yoga, focusing. Like, this dude's enlightened. I'm sorry, but, like, he gets it. He probably has sex once every 100 years, but honestly, like, I'd take that. And I'd be sad that he wouldn't want to do it more often. He just gets it. I'm sorry. Like, if you get it, you can fuck. E Honda. Nothing against E Honda. I don't vibe with the energy. He seems fine. He seems cool. I don't really care all that much, but what are you gonna do? It's like that sometimes. Sometimes you're into people, sometimes you're not. I know physically he fits a very specific niche for people. Good for those people. Doesn't fit mine physically or emotionally, so we're just gonna forget it. We have Fang. Fang is quite possibly the biggest incel in any video game ever. Fang literally will make sure no one else in the world is physically able to have sex just so he can feel better about himself. He is just a fucking omega of a person. And the fact that I have to unironically call him an omega to describe how pathetic he is, that alone should just tell you, like, no, like, stay away from me, Fang. I don't want to go near you. No. Stay the fuck away from me. Alright, next up we have Gil. Hear me out. You will die happy if you have sex with Gil. I am firmly convinced this man is a god of lovemaking. This man, guys, girls, any sentient, intelligent life form, he will just blow their mind on the biggest level. And yeah, like, he's also evil, but that just makes it better. This may make me go back on all of my principles, everything I ever stood for. But I would throw it all away for a night with Gil. Oh my god. I would throw myself at Gil 100%, and anyone who wouldn't is just lying to themselves. They don't get it at all. I'm right. You know this deep down. Okay, next up we have G. I gotta know what this is like. He seems really committed to the We Are One bit, which I think, like, really goes into doing the nasty. Like, it plays into it really well. Anyone who keeps calling themselves the world's president, not as a matter of ego, but simply stating it as a fact that you genuinely believe, like, there's an energy there. I don't know if I am going to be glad for the energy at the end of the day, but I gotta see. I might regret doing it with G, but I would definitely regret not doing it with G. Now, Guile, honestly, I was gonna put him in the not really tier, but there's nothing that interests me about Guile, like, at all. This guy sucks. He's probably a war criminal. Why would I simp for him? I mean, I don't know. He's just boring. He's like, ugh, the military, blah, 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 life is hard. Like, bro, you're just on the battlefield because you don't go to therapy. Just go to therapy and maybe we can talk, possibly. But the way things are right now, I don't know. No. Work on yourself, Guile. I don't want this. Jury. You know what? No, she goes all the way at, like, the top of the absolutely not. I've learned from a lot of women in my life the things that they have to watch out for that I take for granted. We all should worry about the people we go home with, but as a woman, you have to very much worry because you don't know what they're going to do to you. You don't know if the person you're going home with could be a serial killer. You like to think they won't be, because odds of that are just so low. And their energy is dangerous, but it's like a cool dangerous. It's a sexy dangerous, so why not? But maybe, just maybe, they might end up a serial killer. The thought of going home with Jury makes me feel the way every woman feels about going home with a guy who seems sketchy. And not just sketchy, but straight up dangerous. So many people fantasize about this woman. She will kill you. She will kill you. It will not be fun. I am terrified of this woman. And you're probably thinking, oh, but it's like a sexy terrified. No, on an emotional level, I would leave the room. Any more than 10 minutes in a room with Jury and you're putting your life at risk. That's just how it goes. Guys, honestly, we need to do better and use Jury as an example. If you're at a club and a girl reminds you of Jury, don't go home with her. I don't want to die, so I'm not going to go have sex with Jury. It's not that complicated. Next up, we have Kage. Also an incel. Honestly, he doesn't have as big incel energy as the rest of the gang. Like, I feel like he can grow out of it. He's not going to be like, I was an incel, now I'm a socialist and trans. But he'll be like, you know, I was an incel, now my favorite movie is the Snyder Cut. Which, like, by itself isn't inherently bad, but, like, someone who was an incel and now loves the Snyder Cut, like, you know where their head is at. It's just personally not for me. I don't want to do it. Sorry, Kage. Ken. Colleen. Colleen's pretty interesting. She's dangerous, but not like Jury level dangerous. If she gets me killed, it'd be because it's part of like a government thing. It would be because I'm a threat, like I'm a threat to national security, and honestly, that's a compliment. So I'm gonna, you know what? Yeah, like, I'm not gonna go as far as to say she seems cool, but like, if I was bored, yeah, like 100%, she'd be the first choice. Laura. Laura honestly has big, like, bro friend energy. Not really anything deeper than that. Like, she seems cool, but not really for me. Probably just a lot of hentai out there for her, but I feel like all these guys don't actually, like, if they knew her as a person, they would not be interested. Unless they had no emotional intelligence, which a lot of people into hentai probably don't. Sorry. Just, like, that's just my personal opinion. But yeah, no, I don't. It ain't for me. Sorry. Lucia, yeah, no. Same as Chun-Li, you're a cop. Unlike Chun-Li, I don't feel like you became a cop for the right reasons. I feel like it just gave you a sense of power. That's some pretty Sigma male bullshit. So I gotta say no. You'll have plenty of Republican dudes who want to bang you. You guys will 100% be like police apologists, but hey, you guys will be happy. Next we have Luke. Like, I don't feel in danger with Luke. I just don't want to fucking do it, man. Like, this guy sucks. I'd, like, be friendly with him at work. That's the extent of, like, how deep I would go with Luke. So next up we have Nash. Honestly, like, I'm sorry, Nash, but I gotta do it to you. I'm gonna put you in the also absolutely not tier. Kind of the same reasons as Guile. You're just too self-serious, too boring. And you don't really seem like you've gotten your shit together. Like, whatever you're going through, I'm sure it's a lot. But also just like, chill, bro. Smoke some hash. Watch some Rick and Morty. Lay out by the beach. Read a book. Read some Jack Reacher. You'd probably like that. Just don't do whatever this is. Alright, next up we have Nakali. I 100% need to know what this is like. This dude doesn't even have a soul. Like, I will die, but I would not regret. I would regret it, but I wouldn't regret trying it. I think. Look, either way, it's interesting, right? Again, it's like Blanca. It's feral, but it's like dangerous. It's intriguing. It has an air of mystery about it that I can't quite put my finger on, but it interests me a lot. Oro 100% in the yeah, they seem cool. So obviously emotionally I have a type, but like this dude just gets it. He gets it the same way Dhalsim gets it. He has to use one hand to fight. You're gonna tell me that other things aren't working? Bullshit. Oro 100%, like, he seems cool. I would do it. I'd be interested in it. Next up is Poison. Poison can pull a lot of us, let's just be honest. Physically. Emotionally, honestly, she gives off more of a friend vibe, a lot like Laura. Like, I would support her at her shows. I'd shoot the shit with her. We could probably talk about all the people we're interested in, because she's definitely bi. Like 100%. Like, I could chill with Poison, but I don't think it's that deep on an emotional level. Sometimes you just got to admit that to yourself. Like, yeah, she's sexualized, but is she really, if you don't feel that way about her as a person? I mean, yes, but you know, I feel like a lot of people who are attracted to Poison need to admit this. There's definitely a person out there for you. That person is just not me. Rasheed. See, now, normally I would say and put them in the I guess if I'm bored tier. But the thing is, Rasheed is an oil baron. He needs to be guillotined for causing climate change. Which sucks, because he seems like a really chill dude. If you aren't trying to combat climate change with the wealth and resources you have, you do not have the personality of someone I would want to have sex with. Like, I'm sorry, that's just it. Like, Rasheed, you gotta do better. I hope your arc in Street Fighter 6 is fighting climate change, because quite frankly, that's what needs to be discussed here. You care about saving the world. Do it at the expense of your wealth. You will be fine. You have billions of dollars. I want to bang you, but I can't, because you're an oil baron. Like, you see my problem here. Alright, next up we have Rose. Honestly, Rose seems super cool. 100%. She was a very learned woman, very down-to-earth, spiritual, but not like an astrology girl. Like, she genuinely, like, cares about the fate of the world. Like, Rose is like that dumb thing where, like, a college student not a college, but like a 20-year-old my age like meets a woman who's like senior to him, but she knows the ways of the world. Then they're like both in a really bad movie where like they both get character development from starting a fling. That's Rose. Rose gets it. Rose is cool. I would 100% like do it with Rose. Okay, next up we have Ryu. Honestly, Ryu either lays it down better than anyone else in the Street Fighter universe, or is just a block of wood. There is no middle ground. So I guess that means I need to see what it's like, right? Like, it's not in the other levels where it's like, this is just really weird and I don't get it. This is more just like, for me to gauge what it would feel like, I would need to just actually do it. Like, on an emotional level, that's the thing, like, he seems boring on the surface, but he might have a lot of depth. Yeah, that's how I feel about Ryu. Alright, next up we have Sagat. You know, Sagat's got kind of an intense energy to him. You know, I'll put him into if I'm bored tier. Kind of surprising myself here, but like this dude's kind of like Ryu. He's very intense. He's very focused on his fighting, but he's got an energy to him. He'll probably ghost you afterward, but he would just be honest. Like, this isn't going anywhere after tonight. I got stuff to do with my life, and I'd just be like, you know what, Sagat, you get it. Genuinely wasn't expecting that, but there we go. Okay, so next up we have Seth. Seth should honestly be an incel energy or absolutely not. But I mean, like, I would do it just for shits and giggles. Like, what is Seth's deal? Like, forget the fact that they're a robot. Like, what is their deal? Like, how does this translate to sex? Does he try to, like, steal all your sex moves? Does he, like, download your technique? What does that mean? Like, why does he want to do that? There's like a porn parody of Street Fighter where Seth is becoming a sex god and stealing all of the sex moves. And the climax, I didn't go for a pun, but there we are. The climax is just like Seth and Ryu fight each other, but they're not fighting. And Seth knows all the moves and Ryu has to like discover his inner Hadouken or some shit. I don't know. But either way, that's where we are with that. All right, next up we have Urien. Urien he only is second to Fang in incel energy, where his brother is the sex god. Urien is just like, no. Dear Lord, if you don't have a small penis, you think you have a small penis. This dude needs to just acknowledge that his father never loved him. That's what he needs to do. Like, that's the only thing that seems like the root of all of his bullshit. Also, incel energy, Vega. No one this obsessed with beauty is someone I want to be with. Just no. And like, let's be honest, he's probably racist. In all of his portraits of beautiful women, I bet you they're all white and then one of them is Asian and that is it. It's literally disgusting. Like, I genuinely think this man is a eugenicist. It is gross. I wouldn't give him any genes to work with. If he was a woman, I would fear impregnating him for the child that he would, or she in this case, would pass down. I will never, ever have sex with them. Next up, second to last, we have Zangief. Yeah, same thing, you know, nothing personal. I don't fuck with Zangief. There are some people who, they daddy-fy Zangief. And that's okay. You're allowed. It just ain't me, dog. It ain't me. And then finally, I'm glad we saved this man for last. Because, whoo! Boy, if you didn't already know. Yes. I want the old version. I want the young version. This dude gets it. He's here to party and he knows how to party. Zaku can take all of me. I would be shaking with this bottle as I tried to talk to him. I would finally understand why bisexual women are terrified when they flirt with women. Like, I would get it. 100%. For one night with Zaku, I'd shoot somebody. Like, not so much that they die, but like, maybe in the leg or something. I'd shoot myself in the leg, actually. I wouldn't shoot somebody. That's mean. That's nasty. I wouldn't put that on someone else. I'd shoot myself in the leg. I don't even care if like my leg would be hurt during it. I would do it 100%. This man has the experience of an old man, the body of a young. He just gets it. Oh my God, dear Lord, yes. I'm really glad he was placed last because he's the cream of the crop here. I have never used the word daddy before, but I will 100% use it to describe Zaku. Holy fuck, daddy. Well, that's it. This was my Would I Bang This Street Fighter V cast member based on emotional connection only, because we don't talk about this enough.